Donk Nation, Jackson, Janet's greetings and welcome to your daily dose of donkey with Ginger. It's your boy, the Viking Donkey, bringing you the Bugcap from the Steelers' 25-10 loss to the LA Chargers in prime time out there in Los Angeles. Boo, how's it going?
Good.
What you gotta say about this game?
We did not do good.
You gotta evaluate or expand on that.
We did not score points.
That's true. The touchdown came very late in the game when it was essentially game over. Let's talk about what's going on with these Steelers in primetime football games.
It's past everybody's bedtime.
It does seem to be that this old team seems to struggle late in the day, which doesn't bode well if we make the playoffs since almost every game's late in the day.
Yeah.
But did you see any positives out of this game that you think the Steelers can build on going forward?
No, I don't know.
No? Okay. Well, I guess that's fair to say. Really, about the only thing the Steelers did do was they slowed down the Chargers' running game, which you could view as a positive, but you also could view that as San Diego's on a third-string running back who almost ran for 100 yards, got a touchdown, and they were missing two starting tackles on both sides, so it was an injured offensive line with a backup running back that the Steelers really let him have one of his best games of the year. Justin Herbert just got whatever he wanted. And really, to me, what set the tone for the Steelers, I know they got 5 sacks, so maybe that's the positive we'll talk about, Bug, is they were able to get to the quarterback against these backup linemen. Maybe that's the positive.
Yeah.
Anything to evaluate on that?
We sacked the QB.
Your boy TJ got home.
Yay!
But really, maybe that's the only positive you can build on because this team didn't force turnovers. I believe it was early in the game, Joey Porter Jr. had a ball thrown right to him and showed that last week's interception might be a little bit of a fluke because his hands were pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then the Steelers got to play most of this game also without the Chargers having their top receiving option the last couple games. Gadsden, he got hurt early in the second quarter and didn't play the rest of the game. It just felt like this game was picture perfect for the Steelers defense to come out and dominate. And they didn't play bad, but they didn't play
good.
Exactly. It wasn't enough from a unit that is the focal point of this team and is where all this money is spent. It needed to be better. Now, don't get me wrong. We'll get to the offense, and they were terrible. But it just felt like the defense had a chance with the way the situation was working to take over the football game, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice yawn tired. I mean, 314 total yards isn't terrible, but this is what killed me is they were converting third downs at a reasonable clip, and they possessed the ball for 38 minutes. I understand why the defense got tired at the end, but the defense needed to make plays earlier. This defense needs to start forcing 3-and-outs, which is something they really struggle with. Do you see a path forward for them to do that, especially against a great offense this week in the Bengals? Maybe. Okay, fair. When we get to the offensive side of the game, Aaron Rodgers had one of his worst games as a quarterback, not just as a Steeler, definitely his worst game as a Steeler, but one of the worst games of his, 20-year NFL career happened on Sunday night. Just need better out of Aaron Rodgers, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, need him to show up a little bit. I know he threw a touchdown, but he threw a couple interceptions. One, maybe both weren't his fault, but one clearly was the fault of Calvin Austin as it bounces right off his hands and goes to a defender.
To learn how to catch a ball.
That's true. But Aaron Rodgers was missing big throws. I mean, he had DK Metcalf open deep for what would have been a walk-in touchdown. Misses him by about 15 yards. Another drive, we end up settling for a field goal try. It might have been the one Boswell. I think it's the one Boswell missed. Jonnu Smith is wide open, and Aaron Rodgers throws it up where Jonnu can barely get a fingertip on it, almost makes an amazing catch, but doesn't, kills the drive. Just Aaron Rodgers throws to Smith, to Metcalf, and all day, it seemed like he was highly inaccurate, and it unfortunately for the Steelers, it looked a lot more like the Jets' Aaron Rodgers than the Packers' Aaron Rodgers, and we need someone who's better than what the Jets had to be a winning football team, and we didn't get it Sunday night.
Yep.
Anything else to say about his performance?
It's past past everybody's bedtime.
That's all you have to say about it? Okay, that's fair. When you look at the running game, Jaylen Warren averaging 5 yards a carry, doing some impressive things. He got that big hurdle, if you remember, over the guy running down the sideline. Jaylen Warren, probably the lone bright spot for this offense as the offensive line struggled. The receivers and tight ends didn't do anything. But there is a guy, Jaylen Warren, who's out there hurdling people, doing this, doing that, and looking explosive. The Steelers really need to see more Jaylen Warren.
Agreed.
Anything else to break it down on that hurdle play?
He jumped the guy and then his jersey got.
Yeah, that is what happened. When we talk about Jaylen Warren, apparently Mike Tomlin thinks we see enough of him. He blames the offense's inability to convert third downs on why Jaylen Warren isn't touching the ball more. But my question is, when we're seeing limited snaps, why the heck is Jaylen Warren getting any plays off? That dude needs to be out there all the time in a game where the offense is struggling because he is the best weapon. And when you take the best weapon off the field, you make it easier for the other team, Bug.
Yeah.
So, do you think Mike Tomlin's right on we need more third down conversions to see Jaylen Warren, or are you on the boat where Jaylen Warren should just see the field more?
On the boat.
Which one? Which one?
Your boat.
My boat. Okay, so you want to see more of Jaylen Warren no matter the circumstance. That's fair to say. I don't understand the whole we're going to take off our best player on third down, even though he is the best receiver we have out there. We didn't see any carries this week from Gainwell. I don't know why. We saw more of Johnson, the rookie, get out there, and he did absolutely nothing with his carries. Catching the ball wise, there wasn't much to say. Roman Wilson caught a garbage time touchdown, and no one else did literally anything. Boswell missing a chip shot field goal. When our offense isn't clicking, and by that I mean Boswell's not making field goals, this thing can look pretty bad.
Agreed.
And Boswell, man, but you know what? I don't even know what to say because he made the 59-yarder, then misses the 45-yarder. But both him and arguably the other super great kicker in the AFC, Cameron Dicker, both missed a field goal. So maybe it's not as big of a deal as we're making out. I believe this was the game where Kerryon Johnson late in the game, also the punt returner muffed a punt. Those are the type of things the Steelers cannot afford, is to turn the ball over and not force turnovers. Because if they lose the turnover margin, they don't have the explosiveness to come back, don't you think?
Yeah.
Anything you want to say about that?
No.
No, none at all. Okay. Any other closing points you want to make about this game? I mean, we covered it about as well as you can, I guess. So, anything you want to say about this game, the way it went, playing the Chargers?
Our offense needs to get better.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Do you have a shout out for this game, or is it just like,
Probably TJ.
TJ, he did get a sack. That was good to see. And let's get a prediction for this week's game, Bug. We got the Bengals coming in to Acrisure Stadium.
Pittsburgh.
All right. I like to hear that. I'll let you know now that I'm the Viking Donkey. That's Viking_Donkey. Twitch or Twitter. Your daily dose of Donkey with Ginger is where you get the awesome Bugcap. Hopefully he starts taking over where I don't have to do any talking and he just runs the show. And of course, we have Steelers Talk coming later in the week where you get the fun breakdown of this week's upcoming game and Gingy and Lasker's take on the previous game, which will be the Chargers. And he, of course, is the Bugaboo, but he ain't got no social media stuff because, kiddos need to stay off of those platforms, in my opinion. Bugaboo, you want to let them know?
Let's go Steelers!